Hi guys, welcome to a new series. First of all, excuse my voice. I am just getting better from a cold, so my voice sounds like this, so forgive me. And second of all, welcome to a new series called Credit Building. Now, why am I making this series? Number one is to keep myself accountable, and number two, for you to learn from my mistakes. So, I'm only 18, and I can't lie, I don't have much financial literacy, partly because, schools aren't very good at that, and also my parents never really talked about it with me. I mean, they have had talks with me here and there, and I feel like I can ask them questions and stuff like that, but I think also it's partly because I haven't really lived much and I haven't had time to build credit score yet. I don't even have a credit score, to be honest with you. And so I hate to say this, but I'm on a journey. Like, I'm basically just gonna live my life and get a credit score so I can get a credit card, right? And I want to make this series so I will be holding myself accountable and for you to learn from my mistakes on what to do and what not to do when building credit. So, what is the first step on this mission to build credit? I'm actually going to use something really controversial here on TikTok, which is Klarna. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it because I have done my research, somewhat. And you know what? I want to see it for myself. I know that is a very slippery slope in, getting into debt, which I will be taking into account. And I have a plan as to how I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't get into debt. And here it is laid out. So it's making sure I have the money to spend before I actually purchase anything, and making sure that I only use it in big or somewhat frequent purchases, like specific purchases, and setting reminders for it. So let me go through each of the steps that I would be putting in place so that I don't get into that. So number one, as you've seen, is making sure that I actually have the money. Because Klarna is a buy now, pay later scheme, I feel like it is very easy to just think, oh, it's only however much the payment is, right? But it isn't. The payments are spread out. And so for me personally, I want to make sure that I have the full amount before I purchase anything. And if it is an impulse buy, I will wait at least 24 hours before I click purchase. I want to only buy with Klarna if it is a big purchase that I actually need. That is the most important thing that I actually need. And I think the biggest example for my life is furniture. Um, Even though I live in a flat where it's pretty much furnished, I still have to buy a wardrobe, specifically a big wardrobe, because we do have a wardrobe. However, it is pretty small. It's meant for only one person, but there's two people living in my flat, me and my boyfriend. So we want to get a big wardrobe, and for that, I feel like Klarna would be a useful way to, make sure that we can build credit while also getting something that we need, and spreading out the payments so it's easier to budget. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I have the money to pay for that. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to look through the websites and apps that Klarna, that I'm allowed to use Klarna in, see what works, and see the options that I have that are good quality and that aren't too expensive, so I don't drag this out too much, and purchase with having at least the majority of the purchase. So if I want to purchase a wardrobe that costs £1,000, I want to make sure that I have planned in my budget, and I want to make sure that in my budget I still have over £500 left in this budget to purchase this, right? And that will also include my boyfriend's budget, because it is a kind of a joint thing that we're both going to use, right? So if we have over £500 together, then I will purchase it using Klarna and then making the payments. And one thing I want to do as well is pay, if it isn't such a big purchase, like £1,000, and if it's, for example, I don't know, like a reoccurring purchase, which is the second point, I want to make sure that I have the full amount of money and then buy it with Klarna, but then as soon as I buy it, I will make a payment in my Klarna app for the full amount. I'm not sure if that's smart or not for building credit. So if you're a little bit more financially literate than I am, please let me know if this is a good idea, because I am always paranoid that I'm gonna forget. And which brings me to my third point, which is have constant reminders on. So I will be having the notifications on and making sure that the notifications that I do have on for other apps are turned off if it's not essential. So like, all the offers for like Uber Eats and TikTok and Instagram and so on and so forth are off, so I don't get fatigue from looking at all these kinds of notifications that I don't actually need to see. And make sure that I do see the ones that are important, such as for payments, like my Klarna payments. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna start building credit. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bloody hell. I'm so sorry, this lighting was actually so bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you will come with me on my life. Wait, that sounds wrong. I hope you guys come with me to experience what it's like building credit as an 18-year-old uni student. And yeah, see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.